is I don't know what to get. There's too much stuff. I always get stuff and I don't use it. And so we were thinking, what can we do? Like, what can we do to help and fix? The reason we do the bundle is to grow my list and help, other people we know in B2B grow their list. But it's also like my favorite way to list build because I do want to help you guys. And I do think there's tools in there that are genuinely very, very good. Hey, Haley. I'm guessing you guys can hear me since nobody's saying I can't hear you in the chat. So, yay. I did a thing, you guys. This was supposed to be like a chill workshop. I was just going to come on here, walk you through some business strategy, and then tell you kind of the stuff I recommend in the bundle for different people. But then, if you're new around here, hello, my name's Faith Mariah and I do the most. We're just out here doing the most. I woke up today and actually feel really good, which hasn't happened in a while. And so then I was excited and I was like, let me build this business planning app situation and we're going to fill it out together. And at the end, it's going to tell you based on what you want to do in your business, like the top 4 recommendations of things to get. So I'm really excited about that. And I think it'll give you like a clear path, right? Because this is what happens to me with bundles and things is like I go on the gift page and I'm like, I think I have my strategy in mind, right? I'm like, I know what I need to work on. Like I'm all clear. Like, let me go on there and see if there's anything. But then I'm like, oh, there's an AI thing. Oh, there's an Instagram thing. Oh, like so and so's doing this. I love her. Let me get that thing. And then I download a bunch of stuff and I never use it. Is anybody else? Don't leave me out here confessing by myself. Y'all let me know. Do you do that too? I'm like, I need all the things. So I think this will be good because I put the direct links in here too. You don't have to opt in again or anything. You can just go to the page. Uh, it'll just give you the 4 things. You can go directly to those 4 things. And then if you want to go like, go crazy and pick out a couple fun things, but I would limit yourself. I would be like, I'm going to pick out like 1 extra fun thing or 2 extra fun things. Let me give you guys the link to the app and I'm going to screen share and I'm going to walk you through this process. This is the process we use in my mastermind. It's based on the framework I use when I coach people. We do a lot of Zoom calls inside the mastermind, and one of the skills I've had to develop is being able to diagnose very fast what's going on in people's businesses and where I think the leverage points are. This hopefully will help you be able to do this on your own. So let's go ahead and pull this up here. I gave you guys the link in the chat, I think. I tried to put it in the description. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. Okay, good. The link in the description doesn't work. It goes to 404. The only reason I can think it would be doing that is like, can you clear your what's it called, the cache or whatever? Does the link in the chat work? Because it's definitely live because it's on mine. If you guys let me know, does somebody else have it working? I'll like put it in the chat again. It should be plan.faithmariah.com/workshop. Link doesn't work. Why would it work on mine and not on your guys's? Darn. Well, let me try one thing and see. Nobody can get it to work. What on earth? Let me make sure that it's like the changes are live and everything is good. I thought we were doing so good with like, I'm like, we've got no tech problems. We've got no, everything is going my way. No, it's not. It's not working. If you type it in, it works. It didn't work at first. Now the link is working. Okay, so it's being a little finicky. It's probably, maybe it's because I don't know. I don't actually know this at all. But I'm like, maybe it's because I just made it. Like I just published it. So maybe that's why. Like, I don't know. But it did glitch on me earlier and I had to clear my cache. So hopefully it's going to work now from here on out. I have done a lot of testing on it. I feel like you guys should be fine. This is pretty basic stuff. So if it does time out, you're not going to lose anything like crazy. And it's going to be just kind of fun to figure it out. So on the front here, I just put some save the dates for you guys. So I'm going to do free business coaching on Wednesday. So that's going to be on Zoom slash Remo. My Remo link, we can get more people on. So that's usually what I use for like events and stuff. But it's the same thing as Zoom. You can come talk to me on camera. So if you have questions while this is going on, I'm going to try and get to them in the chat. But I cannot talk and read the chat at the same time. I cannot, like, I can't talk and drive either. If it makes you guys feel better, it's not just you. But if you have questions, write them down. And then Wednesday, bring them. And I would love to talk to you about your business, about what your goals are. And, you know, I've done over $900,000 of sales online now, which is crazy. And I've been a full-time marketer for 7+ years. And I would love to chat with you about your business and see if any of the insight I have might be helpful to you and see if we can get you with a clear path. Most of the problems I see people have is because they don't have a real strategy. They're kind of like trying random stuff, but they, first of all, don't really commit. That's why in the mastermind, I'm like, we do 90-day planning. So test it for 90 days, right? And they're just strategy grabbing. So they're just doing random stuff. And what we see happen a lot with people that come into the community is they pick a strategy and they're like, I'm going to do Pinterest. Faith, I'm going to do Pinterest. My friend is doing Pinterest. She's getting such great results. I think it's coming back. I think it's awesome. I had a pin on there and I already have some traction. I'm really excited about it. I feel like this is going to be great. Right. So you go off and you go do Pinterest. But then what happens like around week, I don't know, 5 or 6, maybe even sooner for some of us, right? Who else is impatient? You get to 5 or 6 and you're like, this isn't really working. I don't know if this is working. Should I keep doing this? Maybe this is a waste of time. Should I do something else? And then while you're thinking that, you see someone else talking about how they get so many leads on Instagram. And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to do Instagram. And I'm always like, these are not strategic business decisions. So we really I'm going to try to help you diagnose your business and make some strategic business decisions today. And we can also do that on Wednesday. I added office hours. So we've been having a lot of fun on the YouTube. Should I zoom in? Would that help you guys? Zoom in. Zoom in and everybody see. I added these office hours. We've been having a lot of fun on office hours. You want to watch the replay. The last couple were pretty, I mean, gosh, I was telling all kinds of personal stories on those lately, but it's just fun. We just hang out and we just talk about business and I really love it. And so I added a bundle edition where you guys can submit bundle questions and the mastermind will have that priority form. So I'll go through those first. And then if we have time, we'll go through the ones in the chat. And this is what I'm really excited about. So I decided to do this new workshop. It's all brand new. Plan your profitable bundle in 90 minutes. So it's going to be an 1.5-hour workshop and I'm going to walk you through planning everything out. So if you want to host your own bundle, and we host B2C and B2B bundles. So one of the things I'll hear people say is like, but I'm B2C and like, it doesn't work. I'm like, no, it definitely works. We do more B2C actually than we do B2B now. So you guys can add those to the calendar. This is Friday, March 27th. This is going to be this Wednesday. This is next Wednesday. We got all this stuff coming up. Let's see. You guys can upgrade to boss mode. You can subscribe to the podcast. You can subscribe to the YouTube. You get the idea. Down here at the bottom, there's a button that says start building. So you guys click that. Let me know if it works for everybody. Works for me. It does work. If I type it in, it works. Okay, good. Yeah. You guys, let me know if it's working. I'm on a little bit of a lag, so I'm going to go ahead and start, but I'll check the chat in a second. So this is building your business engine. So in the mastermind, if you have ever coached with me or worked with me, I have this framework that I use in my own mind when I'm coaching that I now teach to my students. And it's like your lead gen, like how do people find you? Are enough people finding you? And are they the right people? And then the next part is nurture. Are you connecting with them? Are you proving they're an expert? Are you getting them results ahead of time? Would they recommend you to a friend? Do they really understand what you do? And then the third pillar is sales. So do you have an offer? Is it something people want to buy? Is it priced somewhat in the same realm of what similar things that people are buying are priced at? Meaning you're not charging like $1 million. Like, you know, people will try to say like, oh, like the price point doesn't matter. Like if your belief is like high enough, you can sell anything. In fact, I probably have said something like that before in the past, and I don't say that anymore. And the reason why is because it's like, if you had a PDF and you're pricing it at $1 million and it's not selling, the price is the problem. So the price can be the problem. I think the reason I steer people away from it, and the reason a lot of business coaches steer people away from it, is it's rarely the problem. It's usually other problems. It's usually the least of the problems. So, do you have an offer? Is it priced somewhat reasonably? Do you have a system for selling it? Meaning, are you doing webinars? Are you doing challenges? Like, what are we doing to sell this thing? Right? So, because if we have the offer, but we don't have a system for selling it, that's all fine and good, but you're not going to make any money. All of those pillars have to be working to make money. So, I'm like, if you're not making the money you want, you need to figure out which pillar do you think has the most leverage. And I'll walk you through that as we fill this out. So at the end of this workshop, you're going to have the ability to download a PDF of all the stuff you put in here. So that'll be cool. And if you're in the mastermind and you want to use the planner, you can add all the tasks to the planner, the digital planner at the end if you would like to. You don't have to. So we are going to go through all of the things. So we're going to start with, I did a race car theme because I thought it was like cute. Build your business engine. Come on. Fill your tank. Where do people find you? So this is going to be your lead gen. You guys are going to pick a primary and a secondary. Did it cut off my secondary? I guess maybe it's just doing primary. I had on here for you guys to do a secondary, but it might have not done it. But the most important thing is doing the primary. So we'll get to see it. Maybe it moved it to the second page for, I don't know why. Let's go through these. I think my top ones right now, I don't typically recommend podcasting for lead gen unless you have a small niche audience and you search on the podcast and there's not like tons and tons of competition. There's a lot of podcasts now that have been out for years and years and years. And you have to understand, if you put out a podcast in a very popular category, you're going to be competing against these podcasts that have huge audiences that are very established. And so unless you can niche down, I wouldn't use a podcast for lead gen, for getting people to find you. I do think podcasts are great for nurture, and I think people are making slow buyer decisions right now. And so you guys will hear me recommend starting a podcast to a lot of coaches and different business models. The reason why is because I think the nurture is great. I still like LinkedIn. Or Instagram. We just did a challenge in the mastermind where I gave you guys custom GPTs and some really easy ways to post reels. Definitely check that out if you're looking for a sustainable way to grow your account. I did a lot of research about what I think is actually growing on there right now, and that's all in there. But mainly on here, you want to do reels and you want to do carousels. The other stuff is not going to really grow your account for most of you. I still like LinkedIn, but it's a very specific group that this works for. A lot of B2B. If your clients are high-end professionals, are people that would be on LinkedIn, career-driven, career-focused people, LinkedIn could be an interesting one. I think LinkedIn is trying to pivot to be more of a kind of social platform where people are sharing content and sharing articles and sharing what they're learning. And you want to show up there kind of as like a thought leader, like showing like what you think and why and results you've gotten and tips, and almost like little articles are doing really well on there. TikTok is weird right now. You guys tell me what you think about the TikTok. That sale just went through. So it was sold, or at least the American version of it was sold to an American owned company. However, my understanding is in that deal, they didn't fully get all of the rights to their algorithm. And what made TikTok so addicting and so crazy was like their algorithm would serve you stuff you really liked really fast. It was really good at learning what people would watch very, very quickly. And I think they're going to rebuild something like that. And I think it's already getting better. I don't know that the virality on there is going to come back. So I'm kind of a wait and see on TikTok right now. If I were starting a brand new account, I would go on Instagram. The Instagram, I feel like, is kind of old faithful right now. I love YouTube. You guys will see me recommending this all the time. This for a lead gen is long term. I really wouldn't expect to get any leads from this for a year, depending on your video experience. If you have video and production experience, it could be less. But for most of us, it's going to take a year of posting videos every week to start getting leads. Now, you got to think about, some of those videos can bring traffic in forever on YouTube though. So it really is a long-term investment, right? It's kind of like putting money, I don't know, in like an investment account, and you're not going to get an immediate return, but someday you're going to be glad it was there because you're going to have all this compounding interest. YouTube is owned by Google, and so it works as a search engine. So if you're searching like how to do this or how can I blah blah blah, right? People are searching on there for different things and then watching the video. And the goal would be they search for something related to your niche and your videos come up, right? Anytime they search anything in your niche, your videos are coming up because you've been making consistently videos about the same topic. That's the other important thing with YouTube. Please, for the love of God, make them about the same topic. If you want to do vlogs and fun stuff, that's fine. But I would do a weekly video related to your niche if you want to maximize like lead gen results, right? And we're talking about getting people to find us. I think podcasts and YouTube are great for nurture. And then let's see, Facebook. I don't love Facebook for lead gen. Some people use it still. I don't think for most of you it can get the reach. I've seen some people that are real high end be able to build connections on there and network on there and really have good results on there. So that's why I put it here. But if you want a volume-based business, so if you're telling me you want to sell something $29, in fact, put in the chat kind of what your guys' price range is at or what you want it to be at. And I'm just like checking the chat. Okay, good. Works. Put in the chat like what price range you think your products will be at ish, right? Just is it like $1 million? Is it $1,000? Is it $50? But if you're telling me you want to make full-time income and you're at a $49 offer or a $10 offer or a $39 or a $97 even, you need a lot of sales. And I just worry like you're just not gonna be able to get consistent traffic for that kind of stuff here. I would only go for this for lead gen if it's like a very high-end niche thing. I don't love Twitter right now for lead gen. I've seen some people doing Threads, but I don't know that they're really getting great leads from it. You would have to look at your niche and really think about that. Pinterest, I feel like, is coming back. I think it's having a little renaissance. I am going to be messing with taking my YouTube videos, making them into blog posts with the YouTube video embedded, and then pinning it onto Pinterest and see if we can drive traffic to some of my videos that way. I will report back. Don't have any of that set up yet, so it's not coming right this second, but probably in Q2 at some point we will roll that out and I'll let you guys know how it goes. Blog and SEO, I actually think, I go back and forth with this, but I think still, even with Google search being weird, people are still going to be searching for information on the internet. I have seen ChatGPT like recommending more websites, and I think that's very interesting. I don't think we really know where GPT search is going and where search traffic is going. If you're starting a brand new business, I don't know that I would go all in on this. If anybody's SEO expert, let us know in the chat. I would not do email cold outreach unless it's a really rare that really works. I've seen some people do like freelancers or agencies, and you'll send a pitch letter saying, hey, I saw, you're posting these videos. I could edit them and make shorts for you. Here's an example of my work. That would be like a cold pitch email. You just pitch until you get enough people to say yes to you that you make the money you want. But most of you and most of the people that come to me want to do digital product stuff, want to do coaching stuff. You're not going to do cold outreach for most of that. I see this mostly for service-based businesses. In-person networking, I've been having more and more people getting clients from in-person networking, like for their online business. Like they'll go out and meet people and talk to people and get people on their email list. People feel very connected to you, and it builds trust really fast when they can talk to you face to face and they know you're a human, right? I'm on the other side of this screen. When you're face to face, I feel like it's easier to build trust faster. Speaking and summits, I think could still be great. I really like the authority building it gives you. I think it makes you look like you know what you're doing, right? It gives you some type of authority right out of the gate. I think hosting your own can be a great way for lead gen. If you're going to speak at a summit to try to get lead gen, you've really got to be intentional about your pitch to your freebie. So I spoke at a lot of summits because I like talking. This is not surprising to anybody. I spoke at a lot of summits a couple years ago, like a lot, like every week almost, it felt like. And I would just kind of throw out whatever random freebie, and my kind of attitude was like, if they're my people and they want to work with me, they'll get it. They'll get on the email list. They'll find me, whatever. And over time, I started getting less and less opt-ins. And so then I started being like, let's be more intentional about this, Faith. And what I started doing with my summit presentations that worked really well was I would, instead of doing slides, ask the host if this is okay, but most people are kind of cool with whatever you want to do. Instead of doing slides, I would do a Notion dashboard that maybe had some journal prompts or some graphics and some links in it. And I would teach off of that. So the stuff that would have been on the slides is on the dashboard with some other, extra stuff in there. And I would tell them at the beginning of my workshop, if you want this dashboard, right, go to the URL and get it. So I think if you can use something in your talk that you can show on screen, that converts a lot higher. Collaborations, still think swaps are great. I still think affiliate launches can be great. Paid ads we're running, they're working. I think they're great. And threads, like I'm saying, I'm not sure about lead gen and volume on threads. I know some people that like threads and they're having fun on threads, but I haven't seen anybody getting crazy business results on threads. So that's kind of the lay of the land that I'm seeing right now. This stuff changes all the time. I will keep you updated. So you guys pick your little platform. Oh, once you click it, then it comes up. I was like, I knew I put it on here. I was like, am I crazy? So pick your primary up here. Like, what's your main focus going to be? If you don't have any working, just pick one, okay? And then put in here what's one specific action you're going to take every week on that platform. So are you going to post 5 times a week? Are you going to make sure you comment? Like, what do you need to do to really get traction on there? And just pick like the main thing, okay? The big thing about business planning is like, you need to really edit it down. Editing things down and keeping things simple is actually really difficult for our brain, because it's like we could do this and we could do that, and it's like, we're going to load up on everything. Being very like precise, right? Editing things down can be difficult. If you have one of them working, you've been around for a while, you're like, I'm good, I'm in a really good routine with that, you can add some secondary ones on here. You can pick out whatever. I put the other on here too in case it's not there. And we're going to go to the next page. Okay, so does everybody know where we are in the engine, right? People find you. That's how people are going to find you on the internet. People cannot pay you if they don't know you exist, right? That whole section is just about getting people to find you. That's all it does, right? So the other thing to understand, let's say you make a TikTok videos every day and you're like, but I'm still not making money. A lot of times what I'll see is people are posting on there for their lead gen part, but they're not doing any nurture and they're not doing any sales, right? So that lead gen part only makes you money if you have the rest of the business functioning on the back end. Okay. So a lot of times there will be people that come to us that have huge lists that are not making money. It's because these next 2 pieces are not working. Right? So we're going to figure out like how often you're going to email. I think email is critical. Email still converts the best for sales by far. It is difficult to get people to actually buy off of social media. It's not to say you can't do it. I do know people that make a lot of money off of Instagram, selling on their stories, still doing all that stuff. But statistically, conversion wise, the email list, it converts way better. The reason why I think is because when people go in their inbox, you're kind of in a frame of mind of doing stuff and taking action. You're like cleaning and you're making decisions and you're figuring out what to delete and you're figuring out like, do I want to buy this? And so you're already in this frame of mind of doing stuff. Whereas when we're on social media, we're just kind of in this frame of mind of like consume, and it's very passive. So I think the inbox is a more active place where people are more actively engaged. And I suggest you do at least weekly, maybe 2 times a week, I think is kind of the sweet spot right now. Let me know if you guys have anything that's working really well, put it in the chat, because I'm always like, kind of listening to what's going on in the community. And then what's the main message of your newsletter? So I'm curious, did anybody when I'm like send weekly or twice a week where people like, oh God, like I don't know what I'm going to write about? Or are you guys pretty inspired with your stuff? Let me know. But people really overcomplicate these email newsletters. They don't have to be anything wild. Okay. Just think about what result do you help people get? write an email that helps them get that result. That's it, right? And you don't have to say something new. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. For most of you, like, stick to the foundations, stick to the fundamentals. It should feel fairly repetitive, right? You don't have to have something innovative to say. It's great if you do, but you don't have to. And take that pressure off. Like, not every email you send is going to be your best email. Not every email you send is going to be your best email. Some of them are going to be whatever. It's fine, right? Because if I start thinking, I really want every email I send to be really, really good, what happens? Do I send more email or less email? I send less email, right? Or I send more email, but I'm like anxious about it, right? Or spending way too much time on it. And so I would let that thought go about, I want every email to be the best one. I want everything to be really good. I want to make sure it's my best work. All those thoughts sound really good and they feel really good when we think them. But if you play out what they kind of create a pressure cooker for your email to live in, right? And then you're kind of overwhelmed. When people get overwhelmed and stressed out, what do? We take less action, right? And so if you're someone that's been in that stop-start cycle where you take action for a little bit and then you stop, and you take action for a little bit and then you stop, you need to really think about what are the stories we're telling ourselves, right? And it's not just the stories right before you stop. A lot of times it's the stuff leading up to that, right? And it'll be stuff that's like well-intentioned. Like, I want everything I post to be really, really good. Sounds like such a nice thought, but now we have all this pressure and then I'm going to post and I'm like, I really want everything to be really good. I don't know if this is really good. This is not really as good as what I did last week. And then I start overthinking, right? And then I'm overwhelmed. Am I going to want to post next week when it's time to post if I have that experience? Right? You have to create a good experience for present self, writing your emails and doing your content to make it sustainable. So if you're making yourself miserable every time you post and every time you email, it's going to be very difficult for you to sustain, right? It just is hard. And then you can add a secondary nurture. So I just think your email should be, there's not that many times where I just tell you guys what to do, but I'm going to tell you what to do. I think all of you should have an email list. I think you should email at least once a week. That's just my personal opinion. You could take or leave. Okay. And so that I consider your first. You can write the main theme of your newsletter and then we can add a secondary on here. I like podcasts, especially for coaches, any kind of coach, anybody that I'd like, even for DIY too, though. Or not podcast, I'm thinking of YouTube. Sorry, I'm getting all mixed up in my brain. For podcast, I like it for coaches. I like it for anybody that's doing kind of high touch services. If you're doing a premium service, if you're doing a higher ticket service, I think a podcast can really up your conversions. The other sneaky thing that I have been telling people to do in the mastermind for a while now that I feel like works really well is if you feel like, I think a podcast could help nurture. I do want to connect with people more, but I don't have the capacity to put out one every week. Like, I'm not in a season to do that right now. Maybe you're not feeling well, or maybe you're busy at work, or maybe for whatever reason, right? You don't have the capacity to do that. What I tell people to do is I'm like, make a list of like the 5 things you wish everybody knew about your niche, and then make an episode about each of those things, like kind of like the biggest, most foundational, like biggest aha, biggest like kind of mic drop things you can think of. Make each of those an episode. And then what you can do is anytime you're talking about something related to one of those topics in your email, just link the old podcast episode back. So it doesn't have to be new. Now, that podcast is not going to come up in people's feeds. So if you're a podcast girly like me, we're my podcast girlies. And Calvin's here too. So podcast people, podcast friends, right? It's not going to come up in your feed when you're on the app, right? So they're going to have to go out of their way to listen to it. But I think people that are, kind of starting to warm up to you, thinking about buying from you, thinking about hiring you, especially for a higher ticket service, I think that could really help increase your conversions, even if you're not doing it every week. And then maybe like once a quarter or once a month, you put out a podcast, and I would make it a whole big deal when you do, right? I'm always like, make it a big freaking thing, make it a whole big thing. Like, I would be talking about it for weeks, like new podcast episodes coming, you guys. All right. YouTube, I love. I think this can be great for lead gen long term and then nurture in the short term. So, like I said, I wouldn't expect to get leads from this for at least a year. Haley, are you still on here? What do you think for new channels? Would you say a year, or is that maybe it's 10 months? Maybe it's longer than that. It also depends. It depends a lot on your niche and your experience. But my point is, for most of us, it's not going to be an instant lead gen platform. It is a slow burn lead gen platform, but it is great nurture immediately. So if you have people on your email list that are not buying, start sending them a video every week, publish it on YouTube, make sure it is keyworded for your niche, make sure it's related to your niche, and you'll be nurturing those people, those lurkers into buyers, and you'll be building a long, slow burn lead gen for yourself. YouTube traffic too, I'm seeing it be very stable. This is why I love it right now. I see it being very stable. There's a lot of platforms that are unstable. You guys heard me talking earlier. Like, I'm hesitant to recommend some of these platforms because I'm kind of like, I don't know what they're going to do this year. But YouTube has been very stable. The clients I have that have YouTube channels, their traffic has been consistent, right? Even though seasonally it might change. There is like seasonal traffic that happens on YouTube. But overall, in general, it's not like what happened with the Google update where people were getting tens of thousands of page views and then went to nothing overnight. YouTube hasn't done that. It's been very stable. Doesn't mean it's always going to be that, but I feel like it's like a safe, secure platform to send people to right now. I like that the lead gen aspect of it, but then I like the nurture aspect. I think people are making slower buying decisions right now. Have you guys been seeing this in your business? I'm curious. For us, it is taking longer to turn somebody that finds us into a buyer. So people are making slower buying decisions right now. They also we're kind of in a trust recession in a lot of these courses and a lot of these niches, that's fine, right? It's just like, you just need to be willing to prove that you know what you're doing. And we should have to do that. Like, I think all of us should want that for our industries and for our areas. That you're going to be the best, right? You're going to show them that you know what you're talking about. You're not going to expect them to just pay you until you've really shown like your expertise. And I think YouTube is a great way to do that, right? I think YouTube is a great way to connect with people. The clients I have that have YouTube channels have buyers, right? I read a stat that was like, you need 5 TikTok followers for 1 YouTube subscriber. The people that I have coached that have big YouTube channels, I've had some like bigger YouTuber people come throughout the years. They have buyers in their audience. So I think the leads that come off of here are high quality. I think the platform converts because it's great for nurture. They're seeing your face, they're hearing your voice, they get to know you, they feel like they know you. And then it's also a great lead gen down the road, right? So you could add this to your weekly email, a video every week. And at the same time, we're building up a slow burn YouTube. And then blog. I'm going to do YouTube blog combo. Free community. I'm seeing this come up like gangbusters over on Skool. Anybody on Skool? I'm seeing it come back. The free communities kind of died out. Everything circles back around in this game, let me tell you. I think free communities are going to come back this year, which I'm excited about. I love live streaming and I love free communities, and I feel like those are coming back. And so I'm like, it's go time for me. And then you can do just email for now, you can do something else. So pick those out. Okay, so now we've got where people find you. We've got, once they find you, we need to send them something, right? Because once people find you, most of them are not immediate buyers. Most of them are not like, oh, I found you, let me buy. Most people are like, oh, I found you, let me like consume passively for a while, right? If you don't have anything to send them, they're not going to buy because you don't have anything in that gap between them finding you and being a buyer. There's a gap. That's where your nurture content lives, right? So now we have to talk about your sales. So you can put your main offer and the price point. If you don't have an offer yet, just put what you think it's going to be. If you are starting a new business and you are feeling very lost and confused, start with your product. So if you think about if we were going to start a physical product business, right? You develop your product. You don't do marketing first. You don't start building an audience. You don't start like, it's like if I wanted to build, let's say I want to do physical planners. So we're going to launch a physical planner line. And I'm like, I have no idea what our offers are going to be or what kind of planner it is. I don't know. Let me start doing social media. It's like that is not a way to make money. You can do it that way, and I do know people that have done it that way, but most people that are coming to me are like, you guys want to do it faster, which is fair enough. Like it takes long enough. I think your marketing is going to be a lot more aligned if you know what you're selling. It's really hard to build an audience of buyers if you don't know what that offer is. So even if you haven't created it yet, maybe someday you want to offer coaching, maybe someday you want to have a membership, maybe someday you want to have a program, a course, whatever. Even if you don't have it yet, you're still building all the marketing for that. So you want to attract people with your attraction platforms, right? That are going to buy the product. And then you want to write nurture stuff for people that are going to buy the product. Not for everybody you can help, not for your favorite people in the world necessarily. Sometimes they overlap, but sometimes they don't in business, right? And that's totally fine. And you want to write to people that are going to buy that product that you're going to develop and sell. So I always ask this. If you watch me coach, which you'll see on Wednesday, the first thing I ask is like, what are you selling? What's the price point? I really can't do any problem solving on your marketing until I know that. It's very difficult, right? And so I suggest you do this. If you have no idea, what I usually tell people to do is do 100 posts in 30 days on social media. That sounds like a lot. It is a lot. It does a couple of things. It gets you over the fear of posting, but then it lets you try out a lot of different things. Typically what will happen is people will come back and they'll be like, I really like posting about these things. I don't want to post about this anymore. I don't want to talk about that. And it's just a way for people to start narrowing down what they want their business to be if they have absolutely no idea. So put this here, what you think your offer is going to be and the price point, your 90-day revenue goal. It's business. I don't know any businesses that don't have revenue goals. You want to have some kind of revenue goal, whether it's yearly or monthly, or I like quarterly. I feel like that's kind of enough time. 30 days like starts to get real anxiety inducing when you're trying every 30 days to have your biggest month ever. It's very stressful. But setting a 90 days kind of gives you time to bring that cash in, to test some different things, see what's working, and then go to the next 90 days. So I typically kind of have a yearly that we're aiming for, and then marks on those 90 days going in between. And then you can add any secondary offers and secondary revenue sources. So these bumps and upsells, I'm on a kick with these lately, but we just started adding bumps and upsells to my stuff like recently, mostly because we were on Kajabi and their bumps are ugly and they did not convert for me. I have a friend that says her bumps on Kajabi convert. I've never seen them work. I thought they were not set up well, at least when we were on there, and they didn't convert. And so we didn't use them because I was just like, I'm not going to put this ugly stuff on the page if it's not going to convert. But we moved over to Thrivecart. I think the bumps and upsells on Thrivecart are great. I know they've been having some outages and stuff over there, but you know, tech is going to tech. You know what I mean? Life is going to life. Tech is going to tech. I like bumps and upsells though. They have really changed our bundle numbers. I'll bring numbers to that office hours I'm going to do like about the bundles. Like we'll do a little bundle debrief. I'll tell you guys what happened kind of behind the scenes at this one. I'm pretty transparent with my numbers. I'm happy to share with you guys, you know, how many people came through, what they bought, how many people bought the bumps, how much I spent paying the team, how much I paid out affiliates, and what we ended up making. I feel like people really like to see those numbers, and I can show you guys that. Obviously not right now because I don't have it because the bundle just opened, but when I do office hours next week, we can do that if you guys want. Affiliate income. I love affiliate income. Who's making money off affiliates? I think too, you can do affiliate launches. So we're going to talk about limited time offers in a second in sales. You can do limited time offer for affiliate stuff. So you should check the terms of services, or if you're not sure, just email and ask. But this is what I used to do that worked a lot. I will still do this sometimes if I'm in an event, let's say, and they have a VIP ticket that I'm like, all of you guys should buy it. Like, I really think people in the community should buy it. It's actually a really good deal. I go through the stuff, I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, they need to actually get this. What I'll do, or any product, right, where I'm an affiliate, I'll go through and I'll find something I can use as a bonus. It's usually something we already have, or it'll be something I can do live where it's like everybody that buys with my affiliate link gets to come to an implementation party, right? That's a really easy one. You don't have to make anything. You can just host the implementation party. What is the implementation party? I don't know. It's whatever you want it to be. Typically it's just co-working, right? So not anything crazy. But what you do is say, hey, I'm an affiliate for this product. It's really awesome. Use my link. Forward me your receipt. I want to send you a bonus. I make an affiliate commission. Be transparent with people. Like, I make an affiliate commission off of it. And as a thank you for supporting me and my small business, I want to give you a bonus thing. What this does is it gives you the ability to close cart on someone else's products. So if you want to do affiliates for something that's open all the time, right? You want to do affiliates, but there's no open close, there's no launch, it's just a product that's for sale all the time. You can use that bonus as a deadline. So it's like you need to buy by Thursday because the bonus is going away, right? And then you work all the way down just like you would on a launch or a cart close where it's like, go buy the thing, last call, buy the thing. And I really like that. The nice thing about affiliate products is you don't have to do any of the customer service. You don't have to do any of the delivery. You don't have to do if it's a tech product, you don't have to build the product. It's a way for you to make commission off of things people already need in your audience that you're not going to sell anyway, right? That you don't want to deliver. I think affiliates can be great extra kind of secondary income. Digital product shops. Shout out Monica. You guys know I love Monica Froze. She does the Shopify shops. Workshops and events, one-on-one VIP days. I just put some ideas here, but anything else you guys are thinking about making revenue off of? I have a client that got a book deal. We've had people do trips, do retreats. We've had people do all kinds of stuff. Once you have an audience, there are lots of ways for you to leverage that and make money, which is nice. And there's different revenue streams you can add on. Now we're going to go to how often do you sell? So I want you guys to think about, we're going to build your revenue loop. So your revenue loop goes like nurture, sell, nurture, sell, nurture, sell. But how long that loop is depends on your business model. So I have a friend that did like a flash sale Friday last year. So her loop would be nurture, email on Monday. She sent out her podcast, right? Friday, she sent out a sales email. So that's a pretty short loop, right? It's like nurture, sell, nurture, sell. It's literally like, 5 days apart or whatever. And that worked great for her, right? I used to do quarterly launches. So we sold almost nothing except for the mastermind. Sometimes I would put different smaller launches on those months in between, but not always, right? But our main loop we were running was the mastermind opening every 90 days. So we would go nurture, nurture, nurture for 90 days, nurture, 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 talking about the mastermind, but we're not selling it. We're nurturing. We're talking about how we can help you and what we offer. And then we open cart, right? We stop nurturing and start selling. Those are different activities, right? Sometimes people try to combine them. You want to have sales content and nurtures content, and they're separate. Okay. So nurture, 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 sell. And then we go back to nurture, nurture, nurture for 90 days, sell. I do lead gen all the time. So I picture it like this. There's a loop of like nurture, sales, and then there's like a bucket of leads that just go into this cycle over and over, right? And so I never would worry about, let's say we're in a bundle or we're in a summit. Sometimes people are like, oh, I really need to plan a launch after that. And I'm like, you can, but if you're doing that loop anyway, I know we're sending nurture stuff and we're sending sales stuff, and then we're sending nurture stuff and we're sending sales stuff. I know eventually they're going to get dropped in a launch. So I'm not super bothered about having that pressure of like, we got to sell to them as soon as they come in. I'm like, we'll just dump them into our revenue loop. And I know they're going to get nurture content and then sales content. So you want to think about how often you want to sell, right? So I also put evergreen with urgency. I think if you're going to do evergreen, meaning you're not going to close cart, anybody have that model? It's like open all the time. I think you should still plan promotions. So if you think about like, I don't know, like a physical planner store, let's say, If you follow them on Instagram, they're going to do different promos for different times of the year where they're talking about different things, or there's different discounts, or there's different bonuses, or they do a new drop, or they do a new release. You know, let's say like Nike, you can buy the shoes all the time, but sometimes there's like special deals where they're doing like, I don't know, like BOGO, or they're doing a discount, or they're doing, you get a shirt for free, right? You want to think about evergreen with urgency. So it's open all the time, but if you buy this week, you get this other thing too. I'm going to give you guys a 2-for-1, right? That's a pretty good deal, right? That's pretty exciting if people want to work with you. Giving them something fun to buy, giving them a reason to buy now, right? So the part that a lot of people miss, if your sales are not working, this, I see this a lot where people are telling them all about their offer, and they're telling them all about how they can help them, and their pitch is good and stuff, but they never give them a deadline. So they're like, you need to buy, you need to buy, you need to buy. The part they're missing is, and you need to buy now. Here's why you need to buy now. Because when you buy now, you're going to get these 3 bonuses. You're going to get an extra call with me. I'm going to help you walk through and implement. I'm going to take you step by step through all of it. Right? But you need to buy by Thursday. That's the last day to get the bonus. Right? And so even if my coaching program is open all the time, my one-on-one coaching or my physical products are open all the time, I'm still going to sell, I'm still going to plan promotions. And for physical products and coaches, I would do at least one a month personally. But let me know what you guys think. But I think like the limited time offer stuff, I think with the evergreen is just becoming more and more. I'm just not, like I said, I've seen people make slow buying decisions. If you don't give them a reason to buy now, they'll just wait. And they're not really deciding like, no, I don't want to buy. They're just kind of like, maybe I'll do it later. So we want to keep them from being in that frame of mind and put them in a buyer frame of mind by giving them a reason, give them a good reason to buy now. Right? So you guys can do quarterly, 1 or 2 times a year. These are typically like higher ticket stuff or people that just have huge audiences. And then how do you close sales? You're going to do discovery calls, webinars, sales page, limited time offer, challenge and launches. I actually think challenges might come back this year. What do you guys think? Email launch sequence, direct checkout link, pick how you're going to sell. Oh, I forgot. I made you guys a diagram. Here you go. Lead gen, people find you. They get on your email list. You send them nurture content, and see this is a cycle down here. You go nurture, sell, nurture, sell. This is running all the time. It just runs in a loop. And then you have some kind of system that is constantly putting leads in this. So let's say you're running ads into this, right? And that's what I'm saying. If this loop is not working, you can dump all the leads in the world, but you're not going to make any money. Like you have to have all 3 of these have to be working to actually get anywhere. And then you can pick how long you want your loop to be, and kind of, I just wanted to kind of have that clear in your guys' mind. Like I'm on a 7-day loop. I need to nurture, and then I need to do sales. For me, something that has helped a lot in sales is being very clear about this, right? So I'm very clear about when we're nurturing and when we're selling. It's easy to kind of feel like you're doing everything a little bit all the time. But what I found with my business is like, if I'm not focused on closing sales and pitching the offer and really doing sales activities, and I'm trying to kind of nurture and do that, it doesn't work as well. I think when you're really intentional about, I'm going to drive people into this program this week or every 14 days or every 30 days, I think it will work a lot better. I think a lot of people blend that nurture content and sales content kind of together. And I see it working less and less just with how the market is going right now. Businesses are growing and people are making money also in all niches. So I know it can feel like, I think that there were some people that were able to get really fast success, right? In 2020, before that, even in the 90s with the blogging stuff, people that got in early, they got those like fast, pushes upward. I don't know that most people are going to get that kind of opportunity right now. I think it's more of a slow burn. But for me and a lot of us, like that was always the case anyway. So a lot of times those big overnight success stories you guys see in somebody's program, that's like 2% of the students. The rest of them are like in there chipping away, doing the work, and it might take years to finally build a business that is profitable, right? And so the way I think about it is kind of like nothing has changed. I've never had overnight success. I probably wasn't going to get it anyway. I've always done a slow burn, and here we are doing a slow burn, right? And I'm not saying it necessarily has to take a long time, but I think when you're in a mindset of like, I'm going to just keep showing up, and I understand it could take a long time, and I'm okay with that. I think if you can get your brain on board with that, you will save yourself a lot of grief, right? Because otherwise you're going to be like, do I want to do this? Maybe I want to do something else. I don't know if this is working. That kind of stuff is constant and it's very draining. And then your weekly schedule. So do you want to batch create day of, or hybrid? So now we should have, and this is you kind of have to make content for each section, right? So we have to do lead gen, we have to do nurture, and we have to have sales content. Your nurture and sales content, like I said, I cycle those. So I'm not usually doing those at the same time, but I do lead gen all the time. So do you want to batch create, meaning we're going to sit down and make all your videos? Let's say you want to do YouTube. A batch create would be like you sit down on the first of the month and you shoot all the videos for the month. You sit down and record all the podcasts for the quarter, right? I have friends that do this. I don't know how, but they do. They'll go shoot all their videos for the next 90 days, and they just do that at the beginning of every quarter, and then it's done. You can create the day of. This is more Faith Mariah style. I have ADHD. It is very hard for me to get things done ahead of time. Shout out neurodivergent friends. So you can create the day of, or you can do a hybrid, right? You can do some of it. I'm in a batch. Maybe you're going to do your emails ahead of time, but you're like, I want to do my social media in real time. And there's no right or wrong. This is really what's going to make it sustainable for you to show up. Like, what is going to make you actually able to do it for long enough to get the result. And then you're going to pick your posting days for your main platform. I put this little thing down here. You can figure out which days you want to create for that platform and which day you want to publish. I like to keep an editorial calendar if I'm doing really consistent content. And what that means is there is a date, a publishing date, and there's a creation date. So every piece of content has 2 dates, right? Unless you're making everything in real time. But typically you're at least doing an outline or a draft or something ahead of time. So that's what this is for, right? So let's say I'm going to create on Wednesday my email, and then Friday it goes out. I send it out, or I post, or whatever. Does that make sense? And then pick what part of your engine needs the most work right now. This is the hard thing, right? And this is where people get kind of stuck. You guys put any questions you have in the chat, because I think I'll have, oh, it's already been 4:52. I thought I was way ahead. Well, put your questions in the chat. We'll be really fast. I'm good at answering questions really fast. This is where people get stuck. It's like, should I do the lead gen? Do I build the audience? Do I build the product? Like, what do I do first? The order of which you do things matters less than the speed in which you do things. So a lot of times people that try to do things in the perfect order are very, very slow, because what will happen is they're going to leave here and not make a decision, not pick one of these to focus on or any of these to focus on. And they're going to leave here and be like, should I do lead gen? Should I do nurture? Should I do my product first? Like, should I build the whole thing first and then go on Instagram? Should I go on Instagram and then make the product? Your guys' brain done that. This is just normal human brain stuff. There's nothing wrong with you. We all do this. I do this. Everybody in this chat, I promise you, I've coached hundreds of people. It's just human brain stuff, right? You have to get your brain to be very decisive. And so this idea that there is a right order of things, I think really comes from the way we're taught to be successful as employees and the way we're taught to be successful in school, which is like, follow these steps, do these things, you get success. This is exactly, I mean, it's very clear, right? If you're in school, it's like, this is how you get success. This is exactly what you need to do. And then you go into an employee, it's the same thing. A lot of jobs are very much like, this is the deliverables we want. This is how you do it. This is what success looks like. And so a lot of times those high achieving people will come over here to entrepreneur land and they're like, okay, give me I would like the roadmap, please. It's not going to work like that. You're going to have to test a lot of different things. Some of it's going to work and some of it's not. Some of it is not going to work. Some of the things you do is not going to work. It is okay. Everything is forward. I did a rant on this recently on my YouTube. I was like, down is up. Everything's forward, right? It's like, it's all forward motion. There's no wasted time. There's only like There's only getting the outcome I want or getting the lesson I need to get the outcome I want. Everything moves forward. It's always forward. I could never fucking go backwards. It's fucking impossible, right? Get yourself in that kind of place and then make a decision. You're just going to have to pick. And yeah, you might pick wrong. You might look back and be like, I wish I had done it this way, or you know what, I really would have did it the other way. But you don't know that because we're not fortune tellers. So there's no way for us to know. Look at your capacity, what season of life you're in. Look at what you have built out now. Pick where you think the most leverage is. For a lot of people, this lead gen thing is the one I see a lot. A lot. What I will see happen is people are rewriting their sales page and working on their emails, and they're like, I'm just not like converting. I'm not getting any sales. No one's buying. I'm doing these launches. I'm doing these challenges. No one's buying my stuff. They're not getting enough fresh. I was going to say fresh blood, but that sounds weird. Like fresh, I don't know. They're not getting enough new leads. So I'm not going to do a metaphor. Let's just let that go. They're not getting enough new leads into that loop, right? So they're running their loop, but there's no new people coming. So the same people are just running around that same loop over and over. And you kind of scraped up the buyers after a while. Like the people that are going to pay you have paid after a certain amount of time. You need new people going into that loop, and people will kind of misdiagnose their business and think, oh, it's the sales page. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. A lot of times I'm like, having a lot of leads will fix a lot of problems in your business. Like, so if you really truly don't know, just pick lead gen. Let's build an audience. The reality is, if you want this to work, you got to be good at all of them. You're going to have to learn how to do lead gen. You're going to have to learn how to nurture people, and you're going to have to learn how to close sales. Like, so the order of which you do it. Oh my gosh. The order in which you do it doesn't matter as long as you're building the skills. If you have the skills, it will work. If you don't have the skills, it's not going to work. It's going to take a long time. You need more practice, right? So get in here, get some practice. If you're really not sure, also come Wednesday, I can talk to you on Zoom. I'll talk to you about your business, and you guys can watch me like kind of diagnose people's businesses, and I'll explain my thought process, so hopefully it will help you. So here's your little thing. Here's our little engine graphic. And then at the bottom, you guys should have your picks. So these are for people that bought the VIP, that bought the boss mode. Those are the picks from that. And then these are free. And these link direct to products. You guys can literally click on them right now. You don't have to opt in or just click on them. It should take you, right? Did I do that? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Okay, good for me. I'm like, let me make sure I actually got around to doing that. I did decide to make this morning. Okay, so these are like the top 4 kind of things to consider. There's more things based on kind of the categories you were picking in here. So don't look at that and get overwhelmed. If you need help really narrowing down the bundle, I would do these first, right? Then go through the rest of the stuff and figure out which ones you want. You guys can download a PDF of this, so it will save, and it's just the stuff we filled out here. And then if you're in the mastermind, oh, I'm not logged in. If you're in the mastermind, you have to log into the app. Where did I put it? I guess you would have to go to plan.faithmariah.com and then do this. I think there's a login button at the beginning, but if there's not, log in, and then you can add the tasks into the planner. So if you go to plan.faithmariah.com and you're a mastermind member, you have access to my new digital planner that we're going to be launching in Q2. And I've been letting people kind of mess with it and beta test it in there. So you guys have access to that. You can either get it to generate, but you can also go in there and just schedule your tasks. Like it's like kind of fun, I guess, to do that. But sometimes I need to actually schedule the tasks. You know, it sounds fun and fancy to be like, oh, it's going to auto schedule or whatever. But I'm like, I don't know. For my brain, I'm like, I need to schedule the tasks. And you know what? It's not only that, I have to write it down in a physical planner. I have a physical planner that lives right here on my desk, and I have to put it in a digital planner. So I do it twice. It just helps me kind of stay grounded with what's going on. If you learned anything in like this workshop and you want to leave me a testimonial so I could put it in my email when I send the replay, That would make me happy. You don't have to do it, but it's there. I'm just saying it's there if you want it. I'm gonna try and go through chat really fast. I think I can, and just make sure nobody has any burning questions. If you got questions, just put them in the chat. Let's see. Oh, good. It doesn't look like there's a ton of stuff, so you guys are probably pretty sorted. You like to talk, Faith. No kidding. Yes, Toriel. Toriel, how are you doing? I'm in a Quilting Summit that is live this week, and it has over 50,000 people signed up. Literally insane. BDC summits are great right now, especially in creative niches. Yeah, my friend, you guys know Destiny Cobb, Dr. Destiny Cobb. She is a friend of mine. She is just sweet as can be. She owns Hobby School, and they have been running a summit, a profitable summit, meaning she pays her team, she pays her affiliates, she pays the ad, they run ads, she pays the ads and makes a profit every month. So they have like a 30-day cycle that they're running where they're doing a summit, and then they use that to launch their pass. If you have a B2C business, I would definitely go follow Destiny and watch their summits and how she's doing that. And you'll see like their revenue loop, right? She's doing nurture, which is talking about the summit, right? Getting the summit stuff. And then the sales is they have this all access pass, and they're pretty good at selling people up into the all access pass. So I think I agree with you, Haley. I think the opportunity in B2C is wild. And then if you're in a weird niche, doing an event can really help make you known. Like it really can like kind of put you on the map for this one thing where everybody kind of thinks of you and knows you. You do want to be known by other people in your area, like in your area of expertise. You want to build a network for yourself, and hosting events is a really great way to do that, whether it's a summit, a bundle, a challenge, whatever you want to do. I'm always like, it doesn't have to be the biggest event. You guys could do like a retreat, and it's just 3 of you. It doesn't have to be a summit with 50 people. I love Krista over at Summit Inbox. You guys know Krista Miller. She's amazing. I think she's so freaking smart. I think her team is amazing. I have nothing but good things to say about them. And I think sometimes because a lot of people follow that process for summits, people think like, oh, it has to be like this huge, long, big, massive project to do. And it's like, it can be that if you want, but it doesn't have to be that, right? I had a client that did Freebie Friday, and she just did a freebie swap every Friday for the quarter. And then at the end of the month, she ran a webinar. At that same webinar, at the end of the month, she ran the webinar, right? She's getting new leads every month from those swaps, and then she's running the webinar. And she did very well with that for a while. I don't know what she's running now, but I thought that was like such a clean, good example. Oh wait, I read that one. Okay, I think you guys are pretty good. 1 year weekly posting, and you'll start to see some leads. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, Haley, but I don't know. I just wanted to get your opinion. I think you should go in with the mindset that you're gonna post at least once a week for a year before you're really looking for leads. And in the meantime, you have really great nurture content to send your people. So that's kind of how I would think about it if you want to do YouTube as lead gen. It's a slow burn. Oh, hi. Aw, it's good to see you. Hi, Deborah. How are you doing? Yeah, Wednesday we're doing coaching, so it's at the same time. So 4 p.m. this Wednesday, I'm doing free coaching. So just like this is free, anybody can come. I just like to do free stuff when we're doing the bundle. I think it's fun. So you can come get coached in your business. I'm really good. I just did my first interview for my summit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Toriel's doing a summit. I'm so excited. She has an audience of about 10,000 people. That is amazing. I think you're going to do great with a summit, Toriel. I think your personality is like perfect for it. I think you'll be great on camera. I think your people will really love you. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They all have to be huge. Yeah, because when you think like, oh, I need 50 speakers, a lot of times we end up doing nothing, right? And so it's like, would it be better to do some kind of event with 3 of you or do nothing? Like something's always better than nothing. And there's a lot of wiggle room if you put that kind of example away. If you have the capacity to follow Krista's system, it works. It's great. I love her. Like I said, I think they're very data driven. there's not that many people in the industry that I recommend like without hesitation, right? And I fully recommend them. And let's just put her system and all of her stuff aside. Pretty much everybody you guys see that's running a huge, big summit is using Krista's system. It's very good and it works. It doesn't have to be that. So if it doesn't have to be that, what could it be? Well, maybe on Saturday, it's a retreat and it's just 3 of you and it's just 3 workshops, right? And maybe the replay, maybe it's on Friday and the replay is up over the weekend for people to watch. And there is a little VIP ticket that you did, you know. I've done pretty well selling the like doing free events and then selling like an upsell on the back. So you guys will see as we do this at like Playing Like a Boss. It'll be free. I think I did charge for it this year just because I was doing all new content and we did it as an all day thing. But typically I do a free event and then it's like you can get the replay for $10 or something. Or you can get a bundle of extra stuff, or you can get extra calls, extra support. So it could really be something simple. But I'm just saying this to kind of start like, if you let yourself be like, it can be anything I want, it doesn't have to look that way. It can, but it doesn't have to. What do you want? And like I'm saying, something's always better than nothing. So the best format for you is the one you will actually get done. And I think for people's first events, sometimes like the summit in a box stuff is just so much for people. They end up not doing anything. That's what I would say. Also, be in my events. Go to faithmariahevents.com. Is it still open, Next Level Life, you guys? Did Kelsey close it? I know it's closing, like, did it close last week or is it closing this week? Info due March 16th. You guys still have time. So we're doing a B2C bundle. It'll be just like the Becoming Boss bundle, but it's all niches. We really limit business stuff in there. I'm really looking for personal development stuff, DIY stuff. If you have a really unique niche, like we like stuff like that. So definitely apply. faithmariahevents.com. Scroll down to Next Level Life bundle. It's fun. Like you'll get some leads. The point of it is you give us a product. It needs to be a good product that you could sell or have sold for money. And we'll give it away for 4 days, just like this one. It's only available for a short amount of time. We find that it's easier to get people to give us like real premium products that they actually sell if we make it short, where it's just that it's only available for 4 days. And then you'll get leads, like you'll get new people on your email list, you'll get in front of new people. And I think it's really cool. So you guys can definitely apply to that. Kelsey, that helps me run the events, is amazing. You guys will love her. Yeah, bundle deadline. Very good question. Yeah, I want to make sure I have my back end in place before I'm into someone else's audience. Maybe just don't, you have to watch that thought, right? So what will happen with that kind of stuff, and it's fine if you want to do that first. It's fine to make a decision like I want to do this and then I want to do the next thing. But our brains can be really tricky, right? Because it's like when you know the back end is done and what does that look like and when is it good enough? A lot of times like doing it half-ass and then cleaning it up later like is fine. So to be in front of other people's audiences, I mean, this is why I like running the revenue loop too, because if you guys are doing nurture sale content all the time, I don't even bother with a welcome sequence really anymore. I just am like, this is what we're doing. This is what I have going on. Come, be part of it. We've always got something going on, right? I'm like, you want to hang out? You want to do business stuff? Here you go. We're here. This is what we're doing. I just drop them into that stuff. So I don't worry too much about, I don't know, like having a good welcome sequence or necessarily, right? Oh, Destiny. Let me see. It's if you go to Hobby School, that's Destiny's brand. So I think it's hobbyschool.com. Let me look. But they're running summits all the time. In fact, if you go to her website, you'll probably get in her ad funnel for her next event. I would imagine they're going to target you. Yeah, it's hobbyschool.com, where creative passions become life-changing journeys. That's her headline. Let's see. They did a summit with pre-recorded videos on a web page. Right. So we did a summit once. It was just a Facebook group. We opened the Facebook group and then we gave people speaking slots they signed up with a like Calendly link. We use, what is it, like TidyCal? We use the one that's on AppSumo now. It does the same thing, but at that time we were using, it doesn't matter, but they signed up for their calendar time is the point. And we had automated emails to remind them, like leading up, like, hey, the summit's coming up. And they just went live and did their workshop session. Now, is that a little bit of roll of the dice because people could not come and people could cancel? Sure. But the reality for us was I really wanted to run it because I wanted my students to have an opportunity to speak, and we wanted to help them get ready like all together as a community. So a lot of people that typically probably wouldn't have spoke at this summit because we were like helping everybody and very hands-on. And the reason it was like, do that or not do it at all. Like we just didn't have the capacity to upload all those presentations and make sure everybody has their stuff turned in and do all of that. So we were like, summit, go to the Facebook group. It'll be live at this time. And people just went live at their time they signed up for. We emailed out the schedule. They just went live and that was it. And then we pinned all of the replays up at the top and put them in a guide so people could find them. We sent emails out, but if you start looking at like, there's a lot of easy ways to do it. Just like you're saying, like, oh, she just stuck them on a landing page. I could do that, right? Or make your people that submit upload them onto YouTube themselves, and then you just put the YouTube links up. Just embed the YouTube videos on a page, right? There's lots of ways you can save yourself time and energy if you don't have a team and you're not ready to do a huge event yet. I think doing things half-ass is like very underrated. That sounds bad, I feel like, but I just think like if you're willing to be a beginner, if you're willing to kind of be bad at things, but you're learning as you go, I think that tends to get the best results for entrepreneurs. There have been a few nice events with 10 speakers just today, so you have a chance to really engage with the information. Right. Yeah, that's a good point too. Right? So like our bundle has 80 something people in it. The reason we do that is to make it worth our time and energy, right? We want a good big return on it. We want a good return on it. And like I said, I'll tell you guys the numbers when we do office hours next week. But it is overwhelming for people. It can be very overwhelming to people. Like, and I think there's something to be said for like nice smaller events, for community-based events. You could do something totally different and unique, right? We were doing kind of mini ones for a while they were like, we did Get Your Freebie Done Week. Do you guys remember that? We did Get Your Freebie Done Week. We did Get Social Media Done Week. We just had one speaker a day for 5 days. And the speaker was teaching something specific, right? So if it's like Get Your Freebie Done Week, it's like the first day is like figuring out what you're going to make. And the second day was like making the graphic. And like we had different speakers for each day, but that was and I was on one day. So it was only 4, right? So stuff like that, I think is really like overlooked. I think people are kind of like, I got to do these like huge events or not do anything. And then they don't collaborate for a very long time. And I think it slows them down. I think the sooner you can start putting your name out there, putting your work out there, getting to know other people, networking, the better off you're going to be, faster you're going to grow. I missed a lot of it. It's nice out. Yeah, I'm playing with my kids, but hold on, trying Substack. Yeah, that's awesome. Let me know how it goes. Not as a replacement for my own newsletter, but as a long form writing social media. People have been really liking Substack lately. It's so interesting because last year it was just like everybody wanted short form content. That's what was doing well. And it's kind of flipping now. So I think live streaming is coming back this year. I'm interested to see what happens in Substack. I'm not necessarily recommending it to people yet because I haven't seen any small creators like come up over there. I've seen people with big audiences move there and kind of have an audience there and get new leads. I'm still figuring out, I guess, what the return on investment would be for smaller businesses. So let me know, right? I'm always just kind of talking to people and trying to figure out what I think, the best platforms for you guys to be on are. And it's not to say you shouldn't do it. I think it can be great. And I think you'll meet a lot of people on there. I think it can be good networking on there. Substack is interesting because it's long form content, but it is very community driven. So it likes if you engage in comments, if you comment on other people's stuff and you're involved in the community, it likes that. If you want a platform like a blog where you just say whatever and then you leave, Substack might be a harder go for you potentially. I don't know. But those are kind of what I'm seeing over there. But you got to let me know how it goes because I am very curious. At least need to be using my email. Yeah, I have it set up but haven't even used it yet. Have a good lead magnet or something, I think, right? Close my Facebook groups too, so nowhere for them to go. Yeah, just send them to your email list for now. I don't even have a lead magnet on my website, I don't think. I'm just like, I don't know. We'll get one eventually. We don't have one because we moved in, what, December, and I didn't make it yet. I'm like, I got stuff to do. Yeah. I'm doing something new. Everything is getting a new slate. I love that. Sometimes it's fun to do like a fresh energy. I'm doing bundles, I'm doing summits, I'm doing it all. I'm so excited for you. That's very fun. All right. Oh, it's hobby school, but it's spelled weird. It's hobby school, but it's SCOOL. Very weird. It has weird spelling. You're liking Substack too. What's the newest thing so far in the marketing world? I mean, everything, it's like everything old is new, or everything new is old, or whatever. I don't know. As far as like new things, well, like I've said before, Kelvin, I think that the live streaming stuff is coming back. I think long form content is going to come back. I think like memberships that are community based are coming back. So if you like running challenges and helping people take action and like facilitating dialogue, I think paid communities are going to be big the next couple years or maybe year. Everything changes very fast in this space. So anything I say, I'm like, this could all be outdated a month from now. Who knows? But yeah, I'm seeing like people are wanting, you know, community. I think that's kind of interesting. I think in person is going to be huge this year. If you have the capacity in any kind of event planning experience and you can host an event, I think there is a huge gap in the market in like most niches for that. I think that could be great, like hosting your own in-person event or offering a service hosting in-person events for other people. Be an interesting business, right? What if you had a bit, I'm always like, here, want a business idea? My husband's like, no, I don't want to hear your business idea. You could have a business where you're pitching people that have a pretty big following and you're like, we host the in-person event. This is what it typically costs. We do everything, right? You just show up and sell the tickets. We take care of everything else. We do the customer service. We do the booking stuff. We do the catering. That could be an interesting business, something like that. Did you notice that a lot of people left Facebook groups to school and now I never go on school? It's so disjointed. So I've lost track of a bunch of groups. I haven't noticed that. I am watching school also. I do think it's interesting. I think right now there's a lot of stuff going on in current event land. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. But I think because of that, people are not wanting to be on social media as much and they're not wanting to be on the internet as much in general because it's stressful. You guys feel like that? I took Instagram off my phone because I was like, I'm stressed. Like, this is stressing me out. And so I think, people are kind of wanting to be in their real lives more. You know, the pandemic was really interesting. So in 2020, everybody was like locked up in their house. People spent a lot of time on the internet. And I think it stayed that way, right? It was like all of a sudden everybody's using the internet like tons more during that time. And then it's not like it went back to where it was right away. So I think it's like kind of slowly tapering down. And I think what we're seeing now is like it's just kind of going back to normal where I think, a lot of people got addicted to their phones during the pandemic. I think a lot of people got addicted to the internet. I think a lot of people got on social media for the first time, right? That had never been on any of those platforms. And now I think it's kind of going back and with everything going on and being kind of stressful and overwhelming, people are kind of taking a break from those platforms. School's an interesting platform to me. I'm curious to see what will happen with it. I'm in a bunch of school groups. I think it's fine. What I'm curious about with school is like if I pay them whatever it costs to have a school group, are they going to send people to my group? If they're going to do that, that could be worth it to me as a marketer. And I think that's what they're going to try to do. I think there are, this is a guess. I have no idea. Okay. But I'm like, this is what I would do. I think they're going to take, I think they got a bunch of investors. They obviously have a bunch of money. I think they are going to take that money and they're going to put ads to people starting schools, but also to get people to just come on the platform and join schools. So then it's like, well, if you're driving traffic here, like, and I can just put my group here and you send people to it, then like that's great. And that's kind of how Facebook groups used to function, right? So we used to have to approve like every day, like 30 people joining my Facebook group, like every day, because Facebook was promoting it and sending people there. And then they stopped doing that. They were like, if you want to get in front of our audience, you need to pay for ads. Like, we're not giving you guys free traffic anymore, which is like, fair enough. But I haven't seen, I don't know that I've seen a ton of lead gen. I have some people, friends of mine in B2B, that say that they get leads off of there like that, from school promoting their group, from school driving traffic on there and promoting groups and stuff. But I don't know that for most other niches, I'm like, would it be worth it? I don't know. I think the pricing is a little outrageous for what it is, personally. That's my personal opinion. I think it's nice to have a group that's not on Facebook. I definitely see the appeal of that for sure. We're moving all of our stuff off of Facebook. But I'm like, I want my own. I know it's disjointed and people have to go on ours, but I don't want to pay $90 a month to be on school. Like, I don't need to, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't need to build engagement on your platform and have your branding all over my shit for $90 a month. Like, I don't need to do that. So, yeah, if I were going to do a community, I don't know that I would do it there unless you think you can get leads there, or you're curious about, or if there's like people in that niche tend to hang out on school, that could be a good place to put people, right? But if nobody else in your niche is on there and there's not really other people on there doing it and you're not probably going to get leads, I don't know that I would pay them what they're asking. They do have a lower plan. This is my other gripe. I have gripes with everything, but this is my gripe with them. They have a lower plan, but I don't think they're very transparent about it is extremely limited and pretty much like you're going to have to upgrade if you're going to have a functioning group for most people. I don't like that. I don't like being limited. I think it used to be you had to use their payment processor. I don't like that. And they used to not have an affiliate program, and you can't pre-schedule posts. So between those things, I'm like, I'm not paying you $90 a month for that. Sorry. Like, you know. But yeah, I don't even remember what I was answering. But yeah, I think communities are coming back for sure. I'm watching it. I'll let you guys know what I think. Yeah, the vibe coding stuff is wild. I did a ton yesterday on my apps because it was International Women's Day, and Lovable did this event called it was called like She Codes or She Vibes or something. I don't know. But it was free for everybody. It was just free all day yesterday. So I was like on there, like trying to get all my stuff done. I was trying to get my heavy lift stuff that I knew would take a lot of credits done yesterday. And I didn't know they were doing it, or I would have planned my whole day around that. But I don't know. Get on their mailing list. Lovable is really fun. You can build kind of anything you want. That's what I used to build those stuff for the workshop. I like it. I think it's fun. Okay, I think you guys are good. Anybody have any burning questions? Yeah, I just don't pay attention to stuff either. Yeah, I'm taking a break. I think it's more coordinated than Facebook. You can get one digest email. Okay, this is a good point. This is something that school does really well, is the notifications on there. So I'm thinking about like my personal mastermind. Destiny's in it. A bunch of my friends from the internet are in it. We get on call every Thursday and talk about what's going on and what we see happening in our communities, like what's kind of working for our students, what's working for us, all these things. And something interesting is a bunch of them moved their Facebook groups to school, and they didn't grow them any. They were the same clients, so they're closed groups. So it's like I take this closed group and I put it over on school, and they saw a huge bump in in engagement. Like people were posting more, people were responding more. The reason why is because they're getting all those damn email notifications from school. So you can set you can set a digest, you can get daily. So I do think that's, worth considering too. If you want a lot of engagement in your group, getting on a platform that sends out some kind of notification like that. Yeah. Not a fan of communities outside of Facebook, to be honest. It's hard to train people to keep logging in. Yeah, it is. It is. Unlike social media. Yeah, it's nice when people are using Facebook and then your stuff is right there and it's like, yeah, totally. And that's like the risk of, I didn't move off Facebook for a long time because of that, because I was like, I just haven't seen anybody successfully able to do it. But I feel like the tides are kind of turning now. So we went ahead and made the leap. Their lead magnet in a school community. Yeah, I've been seeing that too. School feels a bit like a pyramid scheme. Well, they're doing affiliate marketing, right? So I don't know what their, let's look it up. I don't know what their affiliate cut is. I don't think it's a pyramid scheme, but I do think they're giving affiliates a big cut. Affiliate program. So when people are like, oh, it's the best, it's the best, it's the best. Yeah, they're getting 40% monthly reoccurring commission. 40%. That's a good amount every month. So if you're paying $90, whatever it costs a month, 40% of that is going to whoever you signed up under. So, it's just an affiliate program. You guys will see that though. Uh, the other thing like that I wasn't aware of for a really long time is like a lot of big, like kind of like big rich people, like big time coaches in the space are also investors in these platforms. So like there were a lot of like big name people that were promoting Kajabi like a few years ago. They own part of Kajabi. Like it's like I didn't know that. I was like, oh, that makes total fucking sense though, right? So I'm pretty sure like Amy Porterfield just bought into Members IO. I'm really curious to see what they do with that. This like Stu McLaren's platform thing. But yeah, you just have to be like really clear about what you need for your business. And just, it's not that you can't trust people, but I do think like there is a bias. And that's why you have to disclose if it's an affiliate link, because you are biased if you have an affiliate link, because you're getting a kickback, even if you're not trying to be, right? Like, I don't think like I'm someone that recommends stuff like just for affiliate revenue, right? Unless it's going to work for people. But I'm getting commission from it. So that does make me biased. And like you have to be aware of that as a customer. I think people are a lot more transparent about it now than they were a few years ago. But yeah, you're going to see a lot of people moving to, you're going to see this a lot with school, especially because school is really, they're giving 40% reoccurring revenue and it's very easy to set up. So I could take a beginner person that's never done any internet marketing and they can set up a school right away and have a product ready to sell, right? Or have a free community that day. And so I think what the model that they're using is just that it's easy, it's fast. You don't have to know how to do a ton of tech stuff to set it up. You can just do it right now. And there's a lot of people promoting it because they're getting, I mean, if you think about some of these communities signing all these people up, that's a lot of money, which is fine. Like, fair enough, right? I have an affiliate program. I pay people to send people to the mastermind. We all do it. Okay. Oh, short group programs, like 8 weeks. Yeah, I like that. We do the weird hermit roundtables. That's my group, Calvin. That's funny that you know that. My personal mastermind with my like business friends is called Weird Hermit Mastermind, and we did roundtables where we would come and basically let you guys come to our meeting and we pick a topic and talk about it and let people watch. And it was really fun. I'm looking at my calendar to see. I don't think we have one on the calendar. There was one last month, but I missed it, Calvin. I just had like too much going on. I don't remember. There was some reason I couldn't do it. I think I had something else on that day or something. But yeah, I'll let you guys know for the next one. They're always really fun though. And yeah, it's kind of fun to like, I don't know, let you guys see like my friends or like my group. I think it's fun. Okay, I'm gonna get off of here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for coming. If you need help, come on Wednesday. Or you just want to hang out, come on Wednesday. You want to talk business, you're curious about things. We can talk about anything you want. I'm pretty open book. I've coached a lot of people on mindset. I have a social work background. I'm obviously a marketing nerd. I look at this stuff a lot. I'm sure you guys can tell. I'm a marketing nerd. And I've coached a lot of people. So I'm happy to give you any insight I have that might be useful to you. And we can talk about mindset stuff, productivity, imposter syndrome, all the way to like launch strategy, naming products, sales systems, sales pages, like anything in between in that realm, anything that impacts your business. I'm not a therapist, so I can't talk about any trauma stuff, okay? I can't like therapize you. But if you have a mindset thing that's also impacting your business, we do talk about that stuff on my calls a lot. I think probably more than a lot of programs, but I just think like there's personal life stuff that happens that does impact your business. And I think to try and completely separate them doesn't really work for entrepreneurs. So go get the bundle, support the people in the bundle. I think it's really awesome. Like they let us give some really good stuff in there. I saw Lizzie Goddard has her tripwire thing in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there. So after this workshop, think about where is your leverage point? What do you need help with? What do you want to focus on based on the plan you made? Like, where are you like, I think I'm not so good at this part of the plan. Get that in your mind and then go pick out just a couple things related to that. Okay. And then you have to actually use them. That's the thing, right? I love like getting everything, but I never use it. That's not what we want to do here. That is not the goal. If you want to upgrade to boss mode, it's still available. It's $59 and you get a 30-day trial in the mastermind. If you've never been in the mastermind, I can't give you guys trials over and over. You understand, right? If you've never been in the mastermind though, you want to try it, that's going to be your best bet this year. We're not going to be doing any more specials or discounts on it. So it's $59. Normally it's $97 a month just for that. And we're doing $75 gift card to the shop. I'm about to add some new stuff to the shop that you guys are going to really like. So you can hold the credit if you want and get some of the new stuff that's going to be coming out. And you also get all of the programs from the people the contributors. So my friend Sandra that does memberships. If you guys are thinking about doing memberships, you must go get Sandra's course. She usually sells it for $300. This is like her course she sells and launches. I've seen her launch it. Like, this is a very good program she has. And she let me put it in there for $59, which I'm so grateful to her and so generous. It's very good. She also has a free membership planner in the free bundle, but her VIP is very good. So and I had her on my podcast. If you want to like get a feel for her and what she's about, she's really talks about sustainable memberships, how to do memberships in a way that's not going to burn you out, which is really important because a lot of people that have memberships end up getting burnt out and quitting. I've seen it so many times with memberships. Like that is the biggest issue with them by far, is just the sustainability of it. And so Sandra's been doing memberships longer than me, probably one of the only people I know longer than me doing it. And she has stuff in the bundle. So go check that stuff out. Come to Coaching Wednesday. I'll see you guys soon. I don't know how to end the stream on here, so I'm just going to keep talking. I'm using OBS. I've never used it. Okay, I found it. Okay. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for being here. Tell your friends to watch the replay. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.